Hi there. I have the U.S. history class up here on the screen, and I wanted to show you a few things just so you know exactly what you should be doing or where you should be looking for things every day. First of all, if we go over here on the left side under class plan, this is where it has a schedule of everything you need to be doing for that day. So, for example, today is April 4th. So we'll see that you have listed 4.02, the Cold War at Home and Abroad. That's the name of today's lesson. And when you click on this, it will take you to the various parts of the lesson you need to go through. Click on them, starting at the top, and it's going to introduce you to the lesson, a short reading here. And you'll notice something here at the top called Lesson Resources. Click on that too, because this is going to have something important that you're going to want to use, and that is the reading guide. Under Materials, the reading guide, if we click that to open, you will see this is a series of questions that you need to use when you're going through the lesson reading. It's like a study guide. So you're going to use that as you go through your lessons to go through the reading to help you take notes. Now, because this is just so wonderful and grand, you also have something called the lesson answer key right above that. And when we click that open, we see the same reading guide but with the answers on it. So that is pretty nice. So you can always use that to check your answers on your reading guide to make sure you're getting the correct information, because it's silly to take notes and then take notes on the wrong thing. You want to make sure you're going through the right stuff. Okay, so you're going to go, let's go back now. Just all you have to do is click here to get back to where we were, or else X out, that would have worked too. Okay, so that was lesson introduction. Let's go back to that. And we'll read through the introduction, and when you're done reading through this page, just use the arrow here or the arrow here. It doesn't really matter. And it's going to just take you, okay, this is what we need to do. The goals for the lesson. Perfect. Super. Read through that. And then it'll just show you the same lesson resources again, but we already did that. I like to do that right away. So that's just why I did that already. Then we'll have the daily checklist, and this is going to tell you specifically what you need to do to complete today's lesson. You need to read these pages, 759 through 766, complete the reading guide, complete this online activity, which you'll get to, and then there's a political cartoons activity, which is a part of your assignment, and there's also a checkpoint for this lesson. So a couple pretty big things here in this lesson for today. And just keep going through and follow the directions to begin today's lesson. So you should start out from here then, doing the textbook reading. Go through your lesson, do the reading, fill out the reading guide, and when you're done with that, okay, so when you've done your reading and filled out the reading guide, checked your answers on the lesson answer key, now go here to the third part, the Cold War 1945 to 1953 online activity. And we'll find that here. And it says, after you have finished today's lesson, reading assignment, complete the Cold War activity online. So you'll do that by clicking on that link, and it's going to bring up this activity for you. And you'll just simply read it through, follow the directions, go from slide to slide until you're done at the end when there's no more arrows to click through. Okay, so that's one part. Then it's going to introduce you now to the assignment for today about these political cartoons about the Cold War. And there'll be directions in here to help you figure that out. And then when you get to this part of the lesson, there's going to be more resources. And if you want me to help you with this particular assignment, I certainly can. Right now, this video that I'm making is just kind of an overview of how to navigate through the class, so I'm not really going to get into depth about this particular assignment. but this would be one that you can certainly reach out and ask me if you have any questions about. But there's a couple different parts to it. One part is you have to go to this website to find the political cartoons that you need to use for the assignment, and then this other link is taking you to the assignment, the questions. Okay, so it's a little step-by-step process there. Okay. And then keep going through. The next thing is going to take you to the Dropbox to submit your assignment. And but you're not at that point yet, but that's where you can certainly find it. Clicking through again to the next page. This one will now take us to the next lesson, but we weren't done with the lesson yet. Let's go back here a second. And we can just certainly do that by going to class home. That'll take us back to the beginning. And going back here again to where we were. 4.02, the Cold War at home. Okay, so we have these little check marks here because we've completed, we've gone through all these different things, all those different parts of the lesson. The intro, the checklist, learning the Cold War escalates, learn about Herb Bloch's political cartoons. It doesn't have a check mark here because we haven't completed and submitted the grade assignment, and there's also not a check mark here because you haven't completed the checkpoint. And to complete that checkpoint, let's go back over here to class home, and you can go click on 4.02 lesson checkpoint, the Cold War at home and abroad. Click on that, and that's going to take you to the checkpoint. Okay, you just have to click on that, which is not letting me do, probably because I'm the teacher and not the student. But that's one place where you can find it. Anytime you can also go to content up here or over here on the far right. So this is unit 4. So you click on 4. This is lesson 2 for today. Click on that, and then it also takes you through the different parts of the lesson. So, yep, it's all through here too. Or like I said, content. That's not. Lesson 2. Okay. Well, anyhow, I don't know why I can't click on the checkpoint, but so be it. That's where it is anyway. You should be able to access that, no problem. And if you're not, what do? You ask me, you Skype me or Kmail me and ask me what's going on. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning again. So that was just to see what you need to do every day. It's over here in the class plan. It's a calendar, shows you, see today's April 4th, so that's highlighted. Upcoming days are not highlighted, but it's all right there. So you should know what to do every day. You can also expand your calendar. Click on this arrow next to class plan where it says go to calendar. And you can see everything at a glance. So this is also helpful because it shows you what you've missed previous, what you are behind on. And I believe in your, like for example, here go back to March. There's stuff from March on there too. Now I'm pretty sure as a student you're also going to have, like in your progress summary, I think it's going to be things that are overdue. So things that over here on your class plan that you didn't do, that were overdue, that you didn't finish, they should also show up in your progress summary. You should be able to click on them through there as well. Okay, class news here in the middle is where I'm going to post, just announcements or updates or things to be, mindful of. Like for this one example, it's a review to help you for the Unit 3 test. And if you click on this link, it takes you to a review game to help you prepare for the Unit 3 test. There's other stuff. You can scroll down. There's other old announcements in there as well. Okay, so let's see. You can check your grades under the grade link. I'm not going to click on that though because I don't want you to see anybody else's grades. Tools. Here's where you can find the Dropbox to submit your assignments. You'll also have that direct link to the Dropbox when you were in your assignment here. If you click on this, it'll also take you to add a file. So you just go to add a file, it'll click upload, and then you pick the file from your computer to upload add, then you click add, and then submit. And that'll submit it to the Dropbox. So it's pretty straightforward from there. Kind of just like attaching something to an email. It's not too complex. So that's just kind of a snapshot of what to do every day, where to find things, where to see things, and that should get you started on, on your merry way. Now, one other thing I want to bring up, actually a couple of other things. Over here, if you go to class content, let me bring that back to the beginning again so you can see. Over here on the left, rats, okay, let's get back there. Class content here on the right, excuse me, the right, not the left, the right. Course materials. If you click on that, there's a couple things I want you to see. One of them is Class Connect recordings. Now, I know you were having some problems with Class Connect recordings, but if you do get them to work, you can go to this link, which will take you, once it opens, to a chart of all the Class Connect recordings we've had so far for the semester. So let's say you're working on an assignment from Unit 3. For example, the 311 graded assignment. We did that together. We started it in class on March 22nd. You can go to this link and you can watch that Class Connect and kind of gets to help you get started on that assignment where we cover the basics and the directions and get started on a few of the questions. So that's always a helpful thing. Or if you coming up, like say I'm going to try to come to a Class Connect on Thursday this week. Look at this. On this Thursday, we're going to go over the directions and get you started on completing the 4.05 graded assignment, or so on and so forth. So it's kind of a nice snapshot of everything going on here that you can find under Class Connect recordings. Going back to course materials, one other thing I want to point out to you at this time is this American Odyssey link. Now, let's say you're going to go and you're going to do your history, but you go somewhere, you're going to somebody else's house, and you forgot your textbook at home. You can always use the online textbook. So you go under Course Materials, American Odyssey, because that's the name of the textbook, and right here, access the online textbook. Click on that, and that's going to bring the online textbook up for you. Once it loads, we'll see what it looks like here. And once it loads, you'll see the cover of the textbook. And there it is. And let's say, I don't know, I'm just going to pick a random page, page 500. Just type that in there. This one over here will take you directly to the page instead of going page one by one. And, here's page 500. And then if you just want to go to the next page, you go like that, whatever. So it's pretty slick, nice way to also have your textbook if you don't have your actual textbook. So let me know if you have any questions, and good luck. Please contact me via Skype or Kmail, and I'll do my best to answer you. Thanks. Bye-bye.